need the leadership. I need to be led in order for me to lead. That makes sense?
Oh,
I ain't got it, because I don't have it all together. Not by a long shot. I done bumped my head plenty of times. Now I'm saying, hey, I need some help. I can't do it on my own. You feel me? So, boom. Now, I submit it. All right? I'm in the process. I submit it to God.
Okay.
You know, the reason being, I feel, but more so myself. You know what I'm saying? But in order for me to become willing, I had to be, I had to submit to something, because it ain't about me. I can't have a big head. It's got to be something greater than me. That I didn't create this. You know what I'm saying? But when I close my eyes, I'm the only one here. You understand what I'm saying? But I ain't create none of this. You feel me? And the power that created everything, that's who I submit to. He's just cool like that. I call him Big G. You know what I mean? But it works for me.
Can I read something to you, bro?
Yes, sir.
Because you said you submitted to God, right?
Yes, sir.
You know the divine order. We talk about marriage and relationships, right?
Correct.
What's the divine order? Divine order?
God,
Christ, man,
yep.
man. So, you know how we throw out terms like be a man?
Yep.
What does God define as being a man?
So, I didn't have a dad, right? Coming up, my dad got in the bank robbery. He was on heroin real bad. They moved here from Puerto Rico to the U.S. in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? My dad got on it real bad. My granddad ended up going to jail for life, and my daddy died when he was 36, right? So with God, when I read the Bible, I look for guidance. I pray before I read, but I'm looking for help. Yeah.
This is the whole duty of man. This is what it's, you know how your wife say, be a man. That's what like, and we don't even know what being a man is. I'm gonna read to you what God said a man is, because you've already done that part. So you're on your track. But I looked this up because I suspected it would come up. This is in Ecclesiastes 12:13. This is what God defines as a man. Remember, we talked about relationships, and our wives want to submit to us, right? And our leadership, and where we lead them to, right? Rich talked about vision. Okay, well, what's your vision? Is it a godly vision, or you just come up with your own vision? Yeah. So I'm gonna read to you what he defines as a man. Okay. And this is this particular script. It summarizes the whole purpose of the Bible, and it's talking about this. It said, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. This is what fear God and keep His commandments. That is the whole duty of man." Right. So as long as you fear God and keep His commandments, right, and all those rules, regulations, customs, ways, practices, He's going to tell you how to lead your family. Right. So that's why He said God, Christ, man. All you have to do is follow God. He's going to tell you how to lead your life. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's coming from a brother who ain't listening. Right. You feel me? I feel that. And had I listened, I'd probably have a better outcome. You feel me? So you on your way. If you submit to that, He's going to tell you exactly how to treat your wife. Because remember, they're talking about love. Love oftentimes is expressed as an emotion. Yeah. But in the Bible, it's an action word. It's the actions that go with it. Brothers, we do a lot of using lips, but we rarely use script. We find out what actions
like
He wants to do. What do He want us to do? Right. Don't talk to me, they'll pet me up. Right. What do I do when I get home? Right. So I think that's what, some of the things that he's talking about. You on your way. You're young, you're 33. Yeah. I ain't thought about submitting no 33, bro. So you're on your way, bro. More power to you. More power to you.
Well,
that's
yeah,
good.
So much is so on point in terms of that. In order to learn how to lead, you have to learn how to follow. And if you follow Scripture, following from the Spirit of God, then that puts you in a place because He wants you to command and lead. Okay? He wants you to be the head of the household. Okay? So even though the common conversation is people say, "Ooh, my partner this, my partner that." Partners tends to be side by side. But no, if you're going to lead, that means you've got to be able to see what needs to be done, take action, and learn from others how to lead. Okay? Because yes, it's true. A lot of women, especially called modern women these days, will not just let a man lead just because he's male. They don't want a male. They want a man. A man has a vision. A man has a construct or a frame in terms of where he operates and where he wants to lead the family. And And so people can be clear because you're articulating, hey, these are our goals. These are my plans. This is what we want to be able to do together. Please let me know what you want your plans to be too, so we can see, do we have shared goals, shared things. Based on that I'm going to put forth the effort to help lead you and lead the family. And that's being done by action. And so that's where we spoke about in terms of love. Love is not just the emotion. It is by sacrificing and putting ourselves and love in action. That's what makes it a difference. And the truth is, we want women to love, but in reality, it's men who love through their actions and efforts, and women respond to love. They respond to love. But we have to be the leaders in our life and in our relationships for there to create order so that people respond accordingly. Otherwise, people are just influenced by whatever they see in the world.
I'm glad you said that. So here recently, I know my girl was off 2 days in a week, right? Wednesday and Thursday. So what she wants me to do is take some of the decisions off of her, some of the responsibility off of her. So Wednesday we have movie night with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Every Wednesday. Then every Thursday we have our little date night, right? You know, we go to different restaurants, you know, try something different, and we talk. And we try to, you know, communicate what's going on with you, or how you feeling, or she can vent. You can vent at date night. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you and her. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I start making time, when I make time for her, she responds to that. You know what I'm saying? With that, and it's that feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? Now she quick to cook some food when I come home.
She quits what?
Quick. Oh, she cooks some food when I come home.
Oh, she does cook. Right.
You know what I mean? You winning, bro. But I know one bad decision, you got to lose it all, bro. You feel me? And I'm trying not to lose it.
Well, one bad decision doesn't have to lose it all if you're building and doing continuous right decisions all the time. You can make a mistake, and yes, it can create a problem. But if you have a strong foundation, it doesn't crack everything. Okay? All right? So you got to keep building all the time so that you are what, you know, one of the things from the book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is about what's called an emotional bank account. Are you making deposits on a regular amount so that the bank account in your relationship is high, not withdrawn? So yes, when you make a mistake, it's going to take away, but you still can have a positive balance at the end. But you have to, all the time, actively keep giving her what matters to her and giving her a value. So fortunately, she made it easier for you. Hey, she wants a leader. So if you didn't know that before, you know that now. But in reality, all of us need to know that. Women want leaders in their lives, even if they have an active mouth and conversation, as if they want to lead. But in reality, they want to see somebody that they can believe in and follow and trust. And trust they're going somewhere. They don't want to follow a male, they want to follow a man. And we have to be that man in our lives in order to move forward and to do that well. So you covered a lot of great things in your experience in terms of those topics about compatibility, which is, do you have shared interests? Do you have shared values? So the values matter a whole lot in terms of, can y'all move well together? And now having shared goals. Shared goals is creating that vision of where you want to go. So she made it clear, I got too much going on in my head. I don't have to make all the decisions. I don't want you to be like another child I got to raise. I want you to start making decisions about the path, about how we're going, where we're going. And I can focus on the decisions that make me feel good as opposed to the burden. Nobody wants an undue burden on there, okay? But yes, it is our responsibility to lead and to figure out how to move that forward and create a sense of balance and direction. Now, the other thing that we're missing sometimes is not creating the shared goals. Sometimes there's conversation and obviously shared goals. You know, women want to get married. Okay, that's fine. They want to be able to have children. They want to have a house. Those are shared goals. But in reality, it's also about what's the mission of our relationship? What are the things we want to accomplish over the next 3 to 5 years? Because that gives purpose to your actions and to know. And so this is what you talk about and say, we want to accomplish this together over the next 3 to 5 years. There's a reason why we've come together. So yes, it may be, okay, we're ready to get a home. All right, then that means we know over the next 3 to 5 years, we got to get our financial picture in order so that we can qualify to be able to get that home. Okay, so that's a goal that we have decided to come together, and we're both going to work together for that. And once a month, you're going to reflect and say, hey, are we doing the right things to accomplish our goal? Now, maybe we don't know everything, so that means we have to reach out and learn from somebody. Okay, what are our requirements to accomplish in getting this home? That was one of the topics of conversation from one of the last 2 speakers that we had here. So you're gaining more knowledge, but you're also doing it collectively. So you have a focus, so they say, we're not just drifting, being together. We have shared goals that we're working on together, and that moves us forward. So those are the valuable things that we want to be able to do together. So we have shared interests, shared values, shared goals. Who else is on a path where you have that in your life? Or that you're missing? Because not everybody has all of those together. Yeah, Richard.
I believe my wife, we've been married for 13 years.
And 4 kids.
And 4 kids, yeah. Yeah. No pets, though. They got to have jobs. I think that's what, honestly, has been keeping everything strong is having the shared interest and shared goals, but knowing the type of people we want to be when we meet those goals.
And that's the values part.
Yeah,
that's the
and
values
so
part.
like there's a lot of, I see her in more of who she's becoming, and she sees me in more of who I'm becoming than a lot of times what we may even be providing at the time. And I think that just creates a lot of grace and actually more space to see more, do more, have more different, even ambitious goals, take more risks. I think that's what's been, honestly, the key to our relationship. Like I have a lot of people ask, like, how do you stay together so long? Well, one, because
how do you
stay together so long?
Oh, right.
Because I'm constantly chasing the man that we together have created a vision for. Does that make sense? It's like, I know the man that I want to be. She knows the man that I need to be. She knows her part in helping me. Well, she don't know all together, but she knows she has a part in being the man that I need to be.
And wants to play that part.
Right.
And wants to play that part. Right.
Which I guess affects the interest and the types of goals and things that are there.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I think that's what, that job's not finished. So if that job's not finished, then how can you be finished? Like there is no, you can't leave a job undone. And so the commitment to each other to live these things out into completion is, I think, what even keeps us together.
Right. So together you're growing together.
Yeah.
So as long as you're growing together and you want and the commitment is there, then that moves you forward and y'all have somewhere y'all both are trying to go.
Right.
As opposed to y'all going in different directions.
Correct.
Yes.
I have a question for Richard.
Yes.
Okay. Say you and your wife are working towards that goal, but she has a twin, and this twin is unstable in her relationship. And so how do you deal with that and still keep a oneness in the vision that you and your wife are focused on?
My real answer don't sound like a third.
Who's the twin? You said twin.
It's going to sound like a what?
My wife has a twin,
Everybody has a real twin.
a real twin.
Well, you know the answer to that.
I think, actually I know. I know where our family needs to go, and I believe that and I protect that. And there has been times where that either is family, like it even be people on my side of the family. Like I have 4 kids and we homeschool, and my mom a lot of times will be like, why don't you just let her go just get a job and y'all do daycare or post school or whatever. And I have to remind her politely, respectfully to mind her business.
Yeah.
And I left my family, my parents, I cleaved, slashed away to become one. That is the goal. The goal is to become one. So if there is something outside that is now trying to come in, I say respectfully, do not do that, because you'll have a different Richard. We'll have to have a different conversation. And if it's a sister or something like that, I've developed the relationships like there is no like women with relationships that I don't know their significant others. I don't care if it's my little sister's boyfriend. Like if you come into what we call family, there are boundaries and there are parameters, and if you start to affect that, I as a man have to protect that, and I can't like I want to be, I'm a minister, I want to do that, but respectfully, like if you value it, you will kill something to keep that away from destroying the vision.
And today I had to bring myself here to my safe space. I dropped my daughter off at work about 12:30, and I stayed here till time to come here. And I actually felt some growth to avoid conflict, because recently the twin, well, actually Sunday, she purchased a dog. But my authority was already undermined, but God had already showed it to me years ago. He showed it to me. And by the twin buying the dog, it was for my wife. But they didn't want to come out and just say that. So instead of arguing or fussing or causing any friction between me and my wife,